what you see here is a completed assembly, and these are parts from Blackboard, which you can get. And since this week we're doing an assembly, you don't have to create the individual parts. The parts are provided to you on Blackboard, and then we just want you to go along and create the assembly and join all these together using something called mates, which we'll touch on in a bit. So what we're going to make right here is this little pizza cutter. All these parts are mated together, and if you can see, this will spin and nothing else will move. If I click and drag anywhere else, the only thing that moves is this cutting wheel right here. So as always, I'm going to go along and create this with you guys. And as always, you can get the part files and the little tutorial on Blackboard. So let's go ahead and go to File, New, and we're going to go to Assembly for the first time. As you can see the little definition here, a 3D arrangement of parts and or other assemblies. So let's go ahead and open it. Right here, I've got this as the open document because that's what I've been working on. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Don't worry about it. But what you guys have to do is go to Browse, wherever you're going to have all of the individual parts that you got from Blackboard. And I got it in my downloads folder right here, and we need these parts right here. Axle cap, axle, blade wheel, handle grip, and then this is the completed file I just created. So we're going to select all those, open them, and then it's going to start placing them into this space. Don't have to worry about where we're placing them right now, because we can go ahead and move them around however we want. So as you can see, these are all free-floating parts right now, and we're going to have to start joining them together. And to do that, we're going to use something called mates. So let's go ahead and get started. Right up here in the Assemblies tab is mates, and you can see it says it positions two components relative to one another. So when we do that, the most common mates are standard mates, and I'll give you a little brief overview of what each one of them does. The coincident mate positions selected planes, edges, and faces on the same infinite plane. So for example, if two vertices are chosen, then it will position them so that they touch. The parallel mate is pretty self-explanatory. It'll keep selected items at a constant distance from each other. The perpendicular mate places selected items 90 degrees from each other. The tangent mate places a spherical face tangent with another component. And the concentric mate places two cylindrical or spherical faces of a part so that they share the same center line. And then in this tutorial, we're going to have to go into an advanced mate and use the width mate, which makes two faces share a single distance between them. Kind of hard to explain, but we'll go ahead and visualize it here in a bit. So to start, I'm going to join this part right here and get it into the handle of the pizza cutter. So to use that, I'm going to go to standard mates, and then I'm going to click the two faces that I want to join together. So to get this snug in here, we can see we've got these two chamfered faces. So I'm going to select this face right here and this face right here. We should see that they move together to be touching and fitting nicely. And it defaulted to the coincident mate, which in this case is correct. So we got that one down. We've got those two mated. So now I want to throw this stock handle axle cap on here. So to do that, I want to get it so that this right here is sitting right on here. So I'm going to select this outer edge right here, and then I'm going to select the inner edge right here. And then there you go. You can see it snaps right on, and again, it had the coincident mate as default, and that is the correct one that we want. So perfect. Next one is we want to select the blade of this pizza cutter to be right on here. So we're going to select this face right here and this face right here, and you can see it automatically chose the concentric mate because we chose two cylindrical or spherical faces, and that's the one that makes most sense. So it automatically selects that, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and check mark that. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the advanced mate. So I'm going to move this over, and you guys will see why in a second. So we're going to go to mates. We're going to go to advanced mates, and we're going to choose the width mate. So what this does is we're going to have to choose two faces. Here we can give the SolidWorks definition right here. It's going to ask us for the entities that are going to be mated. So we want this wheel to be right in the center of this face and this face. So the entities to mate is going to be this face and this face. Perfect. And then the tab selections are going to be the two faces that we want these selected faces to be in between. So we want this face right here, and we want this face right here, and then right here we got constraint to be centered. Perfect. Check mark that, and then if we look, it'd be easier to see right from the top view that is perfectly centered in between this and this right here. So if we go to the isometric view, we'll see that this is just about right, just about perfect. But if we look at the tutorial, it says the pizza blade wheel spins, and we want to make this handle fixed. So as we can see right here, it's not fixed. This rotates and this rotates, but we want to make this handle fixed. To do that, it's rather simple. Just right click it and select fix. And now I'm doing the same motion as before, but no movement, but we still got it up here. And if you ever did that and want to undo it, right click it and click float, and then there we go. So there we are. We've assembled this pizza cutter using the parts, using some very basic mates, and we got a very general overview of mating and assemblies. All right, thanks guys.